Hey now, Deadheads. It is DR.KOBA. We're back yet again. We've skipped a year. We've gone from 1977. We're in Winterland on the West Coast in March, and now we are in May of 1978, 5/13/78. They're still in their ascendant peak of being the greatest version of the Grateful Dead, the original version, the most original you can get. And before Brent comes in and creates another version that is the greatest version, we have the true Grateful Dead here, and we have you could have probably picked any show from this tour, and it has. It's been picked over, just like '77. You have the Rhythm Devils box set, which is from April of '78. Now we're in May '78. You've got Dick's Picks 25 with one of the greatest ever. Like they are in a place where they can do no wrong again. And here we are in a storied place, um, the Philadelphia Spectrum, Philadelphia, PA. Woo! There you go. Um, we are at 5/13/78. And here, at no venue on the East Coast did the Grateful Dead play more than the Spectrum in Philly. Between '72 and 1995, the only years during which the Dead didn't play the Spectrum were '74, '75, '76, '84, and '91. With 53 total shows, the Dead played the Spectrum one more time than they played Madison Square Garden. By all accounts, the energy coming from the crowd at the Spectrum was unmatched, with Deadheads enthusiastically welcoming the Dead every time they played the home of the Flyers and the 76ers, Dave says. So we have this again. A lot of these shows wouldn't have been one that you would release individually, but when you put them together as a package, they tell an amazingly good story. And here's a great one. I really dig this cover too. It's cool. Uh, we get a good opening Jack Straw. We're already bouncing. We're already rocked up. We're already coked out. The party's just starting. The Jack Straw is really good. Uh, the energy's high, and we go into an awesome Dire Wolf. I love me some Dire Wolf, and it's got some bounce. It's country rock. Jerry's playing some great guitar. Um, they do beat it on down the line, so they're feeling it. They're like they know that they're in good voice. Donna, rest in peace. She's here still, and she's also just as integral uh, to the band, and everything's great. What they're playing is awesome. Peggy-O is just as beautiful as ever. It's just as beautiful as the one from 1977 that we just did. Um, Jerry is weaving a tale of woe and sorrow and resolve, and he's speaking with his guitar, and they're all just telling this story, and so they're just doing no wrong. And kind of just exactly like the last show that we did. They have an El Paso here again, more gunfighter, Marty Robbins kind of thing happening. It's all gravy. It's all money. Row Jimmy, which is also just as good as the one from '77 that we just did from Winterland. It's all flowy, and it makes me remember how good that song is. Sometimes it can drag if it's not well versed and well played and grooved out. This is all groove. They groove into New Minglewood, hard rock. They're doing the hard rock, classic rock thing. They screaming guitar from Jerry. Uh, a really good Candyman with water, like very watery. The flanger that Jerry puts on with the phaser, on that one is just all water, and he's telling that story. Come all you pretty women with your hair hanging down. He's doing it, and it's perfect. They really have an awesome Music Never Stops that ends the first set with that little jam section that is kind of floaty, and then they really jam into some awesome peak at the end of it. They really bring it up, and they bring it up, and they bring it up, and then the crescendos and yeah, it's all good. The music never stopped. Um, it being 1978, we have the most typical 1978 stuff happening here. So you have Bertha Good Loving as the opener to the second set. It's Bertha Good Loving. You know, I love me some Bertha. The Good Loving here is cool. You know, Deadheads are going to say that's awesome. People who are outside of the Deadhead community would be like, what were you playing the song for? They play it so well. It's hard to. It's very infectious. All this music's very infectious. The heart of the show comes next. You know, Birth of Good Love, and I don't want to skip over it. It is a awesome couplet, and it does what it needs to do. It is all party. That's all it is, and this is a huge party, and they're the band for the party, and they're choosing the tempo, they're choosing the rhythm, they're doing it well. Terrapin is next. Terrapin playing another, you know, rock solid couplet that serves them well for the rest of their career. And Terrapin here is orchestral and stately, and it grooves where it needs to, and has the power that it needs. And Jerry's playing those lines so well, and the drummers sound so good. 1978 drums are so good. They're so pure. That's how drums should sound. And also they're doing the Apocalypse Now thing. So they're the rhythm devils here. It's called drums. They're rhythm devils. Like this is the beginning of that. And as you see that, we get a playing that it goes into some spaces, and it becomes very spaced out. Jerry's playing some awesome Mutron lines. Everyone's playing some awesome stuff. They go into like a 20-minute drum solo where everyone's on stage playing drums. There's some very weird sounds that happen at the end of the drum solo. You know, you have to get into a kind of vibe for it, and it's all vibe. And it's all like tribal drumming, and some pretty weird things happen at the end of it where it's kind of noisy sounds that I don't quite know how they're doing it, what particular sound it would be, or a particular instrument, but the beam hasn't been created yet, and so what they're doing is all acoustic drums, and it's awesome. You know, it's just a big drum jam session. So you have to, you know, buyer beware. This is of a piece of that whole thing with the April 78 box set. To put a fine point on that, the third disc this show could have been directly drawn from that, because it's all the same set list. We have Truckin' into Black Peter. Truckin' has a cool rock forward momentum to it. It doesn't necessarily jam out at the end of it. It does what it needs to do. It's an awesome jam vehicle for rocking that swing and shuffle. There's a goddamn, if I remember correctly, there's a goddamn whistle that Bob pulls out at the beginning of this, with the you know, a marching band whistle that you're just like, take the coke away from this guy, because that's a bad idea, and it not a good idea. And thankfully that doesn't just stick around, but we go into an awesome Black Peter. That Black Peter's a Working Man's Dead material. It's all so good, and it's so pure. It has a story to tell, and it's all vibe. And Jerry plays amazingly good guitar, and it's all vibe until at the end, when they turn it back into the party vibe with another great Sugar Magnolia. You've heard Sugar Magnolia. This is A1 top Grateful Dead music here. This isn't bad Grateful Dead music. There isn't anything to say about it because it's so good. And the One More Saturday Night is just as muscular and pumped up and rocking as the first note that they did with Jack Straw 3 hours earlier. That they're so good and so focused and so pure that it doesn't matter. It's like they haven't lost a single ounce of energy in any of it. It's all high energy rock music. So it's so good. And 5/13/78 just as good. That week they're in a well of shows that are all so good, so classic. This is just classic. It's like having it's all money. It's all money. It's all good. So 5/13/78, Philadelphia Spectrum. The boys and lady are back in town, and they're throwing a party. And like, share, subscribe. Dr. Koba signing off.